Hello, good evening, and welcome. Do you focus on price or do you focus on value? Is the question of discussion today. It will be a short live and we will be discussing on this point. Do you focus on value or do you focus on price? What is the difference between value and price? Price is the amount that you pay in exchange of a value in terms of money. Now, what is money? Money is a convenient media to exchange value amongst people. That is money. So, there is a difference between value and price. Price is paid in the form of a exchangeable currency. It could be money, it could be anything other exchangeable commodity that you can pay a price for a value in exchange. Now, what you get in exchange is the value, right? A value could be fulfilling your desires. A value could be something which is an input to your activities, to your actions, which could help your actions on the way forward. A value could be a sense of fulfillment. A value could be emotional, could be mental, could be intellectual. It could be tangible, right? It could be anything. So now, when we spend on a personal level, how do we analyze our spends? How do we make sure whether a deal is expensive or a deal is cheap? Many people say that if you give lesser price, then the deal has to be cheap. If you give more price, the deal has to be expensive. Now, what is cheap and what is expensive, or what is less and what is more? In relation to what is the question, right? The price has to be compared in exchange of the value. If you are paying less price but are getting lesser value than the price you pay for any service, product, commodity, whatever it is, then you are actually entering into an expensive deal. However, if you are paying a higher price but are getting higher value than the price, then still the deal is cheaper, right? So, intelligent men who have a particular mindset, what is called as a rich mindset, they focus on the value. Is the value greater than the price that they are paying? Then the deal is a crack for them. If the value is lesser than the price they are paying, then the deal is heavily expensive, right? So it all depends on what value we compare the price to. Price cannot be compared to the price of another commodity, right? Now you have expensive brands, right? You buy a jeans of maybe Levi's or whatever, and you pay a price for that, 4,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees. You can also get denim jeans of a local brand. It could be 500 rupees, 700 rupees, 800 rupees, 1,000 rupees. But still people buy a Levi's jeans. Now, what is that in a branded jeans that people are ready to pay an extra, right? So some of them might see value in that, some of them might not see a value in that. So the deal cannot be compared of a 5,000 rupee item to a 700 rupees item. It's again on the value that you get. Value could be tangible, value could be intangible. So when we analyze our spends, we first have to analyze what are the value that we are getting out of it, right? A person who is serious about his financial future should always analyze his spends in a particular fashion. First question he should ask is this important for me? The spend, is this important for me? Is it giving me a value, right? If you must have been visiting cinema theaters or coffee shops, there are different brands which offer you the same service, the same product for different price ranges. But still, there is a class of people who prefer the expensive products as far as price is concerned. Why? Because they found more value in it. So when you analyze your spend as a personal financial planning part, how are you going to analyze your spend? First question, how important is this to me? Second question, is this spend going to create a value for me? May it be tangible, may it be intangible. Third question, is it a spend or an investment? What do you mean by spend and an investment? A spend is a spend which cannot return you the money in any other form. It is spend. You enjoy it, you consume that, and that's finished. What is an investment? Investment is a spend in which you can expect returns out of it in tangible or intangible form. Like you invest on some commodity. You can expect a return out of that commodity in the future. You invest in your knowledge. You can expect that you can gain some knowledge which later can help you solve your problems or solve somebody else's problems. You invest in some asset. You expect that asset to pay you back in forms of regular income. So the investment is a spend which actually returns you your principal in regular tranches over a period of time. Now, why should one enter into an investment? There are people who are least bothered about investments. They only want to spend their money. Now, what is the problem with money when it is in the liquid form? When you keep your money in the liquid form, it is liquid, it's called liquid, right? If you keep a liquid unattended, what happens? It either evaporates or it flows away if uncontrolled. Now what happens is, if you keep money in the liquid form, it will evaporate. You will never know where it has got consumed. So it is always better to keep your money invested in some or the other forms so that those assets can keep you paying over a period of time. It can generate an income stream for you over a period of time, right? So always, while spending your money, analyze whether it is a spend or whether it is a investment. If it's an investment, analyze the benefits of the investment, in what form the returns are going to come, in how much time the returns are going to come, what is the value of this investment over a period of time that you plan to stay invested. If it's a spend and if it's giving you an intangible value, if it's giving you a sense of enjoyment, if it is fulfilling your desire, if it's giving you an entertainment, what is the value of that entertainment? What is the value of that recreation? You have to analyze and then spend. It's not that you should not spend on recreation. It's not that you should not spend on your enjoyment. Now, ways of recreation and ways of enjoyment can be different for different people. It can be different for different people. You must enjoy your financial success. Otherwise, you won't be able to stay motivated. If you are not happy, if you are not enjoying your own money, then that money will never give you a sense of fulfillment. So enjoyment should be there, but there has to be a bracket. Those who have learned about the scale model, they know the value of scale model, and if you implement it properly, what magic it can do to your life. I was just speaking to one of my students in the afternoon, and he implemented the scale model around 7 or 8 months ago when we were hosting our AFI intensive sessions. Today, after 8 months, he called me up, and he was under a lockdown, so we were discussing certain things, and I asked him what is going on your investment parts, and I was amazed, out of nothing, without increasing his income by even a rupee on the other fronts, he could manage to create an investment portfolio worth rupees 3 lakhs in just 8 months. you know, regardless of what he has added into his income, with his present income, which was the same 8 months ago, after 8 months, he has added an investment portfolio of rupees 3 lakhs out of nothing. It was the same scenario 8 months ago, it is the same scenario today. But he could manage an investment portfolio. This is the advantage of financial literacy. This is amazing. Financial literacy, actually, you can create assets from your present condition itself. It's not a great deal. You just have to manage your finances. You just have to see how you can efficiently manage your spends. See, whatever is measured can be improved, can be monitored. So if you can measure, if you have a system to measure, now everybody knows maths, everybody knows what is income, what is expense, everybody knows what is profit, what is loss, but still not everybody can control it. Because you need a system. And that system is the core foundation of the financial literacy program. If you understand that system, you will be able to ascertain the difference between value and price. You would know where to spend, where to not. You would know where to pay, where to not. You would know how to assess value and how to assess the potential of your investments, how to plug the small leaks that you are not able to do as of now. And the whole cumulative effect comes that you find abundance in all your accounts, right? And that is the game changer. That is the game changer. Once that happens, then you have so much of potential to invest, so much of potential to invest. And with regular investments, you can enjoy a life of fulfillment. You can enjoy a life of complete abundance. Now, when I say richness, see, I'll tell you something. Why you should thrive for your financial independence. Because in the process, you yourself grow. And that I have experienced. You become mature. You grow. It's not that you grow only in terms of money. No. Only trying to grow in terms of money will never bring you financial prosperity. Will never bring you financial success. You have to grow mentally. You have to grow intellectually. You have to go philanthropically. You have to grow. You have to mature. Your whole personality develops in the process of achieving financial literacy and achieving financial independence. So this Achieving Financial Independence program, it's not a general program of teaching some accounts or teaching some financial concepts. No. It will change the basis of your thoughts if you really implement it well. It will change you upside down. You can discover your purpose. You can discover your desires. You can discover your passion. You can discover your goals. This all has to be done. Unless and until you do it, it's not possible. You are here for a purpose. You are not here by chance. You are here for a purpose. You need to discover that purpose. You need to live for that purpose. And in that process, you will grow in all the other aspects. On our Financial Literacy Mastermind group, we interact with participants in a different way. It's a Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group. And we interact with, yesterday itself, we had a quite elaborative session. It was on the Sattvic millionaire. How can you become a Sattvic millionaire? It's a contradictory term, I know, but it's an interesting concept. It's a very interesting concept. And unfortunately, yesterday, because of the thunderstorms over here, there was a lot of power cut. Fortunately, we had genset backup, but the power cuts were resulting into internet breakouts. And that is why the session was a bit choppy, but we could complete it. I am again planning to have one more session, maybe during this week or during the weekends, I don't know. I would announce it. But all these value added sessions, are exclusively for the members of the Financial Literacy Mastermind, because they are the ones who have a like-mindedness and who can understand these concepts, who are ready to participate, who are ready to give their inputs, who are ready to deliver value to the community. And they are the ones for whom we organize such value-added session. It was a Zoom session. It was not a Facebook Live. It was a Zoom session, and a lot of them enjoyed it and they really derived some value out of it. So such sessions will keep on happening. Please do send me a message, comment in the comment box if you like this video, if you like the concept discussed in this, and if you want to join the Financial Literacy Mastermind Facebook group. It's free. You just have to send me a request, because I don't want to send this link open on my timeline for thousands and thousands of people to join. I could do it easily. But I don't do it. Why? Because I want like-minded few people who can come together and create a difference for themselves and for the world around. Hope this appeals you. Hope this creates a sense of bliss, a sense of curiosity in your mind, and hope this motivates you to take actions in your life for your financial success, to fulfill the dreams of your family, to help the world around, to help your community around, and in the process grow yourself with a sense of fulfillment, with a sense of maturity. Thank you very much for being online, and let's catch up sometime later today or tomorrow with something more exciting. Goodbye and have a great night. Have a great week ahead. Thank you.